Tonight, an update on one of the biggest stories we covered this past year. A Sheridan, Wyoming police officer shot and killed in the line of duty. The suspect holed up inside a home for 30 hours before losing his own life after police used an excavator to tear that house down. Well, tonight, for the first time since last February's tragic ordeal, the woman who owned that house is speaking out. She tells me it was an emotional and frightening experience, but she's thankful for the support the community has shown and looking forward to moving into a newly built house soon.
She said that there were police surrounding my house and that they told her to tell me not to come home. And I went to ask her what was going on and the phone went dead.
When Carol Hamilton got that call from her daughter, she had no idea what was happening inside her Sheridan home. No idea that a police officer had been shot and killed nearby, and no idea that the suspect was inside her basement. But she knew one thing.
We were freaking out. We knew that my mom was in the house, and
she says it took 2 frantic calls to police, letting them know that her 80-year-old mom was upstairs before they finally called for her to come out.
Finally, we did get my mother out, but yes, we were very terrified because obviously this guy wasn't in his right mind at the time after what had happened, and we didn't know what could happen to her.
By then, she was finding out more about why police had surrounded her home and were keeping her and everyone else 2 blocks away. The man holed up inside, William Lowry, had shot and killed Police Sergeant Nevada Krinke while the officer was attempting to serve a trespassing notice.
You know, that's very frightening, and so there was a lot of people that were affected.
She says she didn't know Lowry personally, but that he was an acquaintance of a man who was boarding in her basement and that the boarder was supposed to help Lowry move that day. The standoff would continue for 30 grueling hours.
I was concerned about my dogs, and I really wanted to get them out of there. And they used water hoses for 12 hours, pushing water into that, and they filled the basement up with about 4 feet of water from all the water that went in there. And then they did use tear gas and CS gas and tried to get him out of there. And
police finally used an excavator to knock much of the house down and shot and killed Lowry after they say he fired at them while attempting to flee. Despite the ordeal ending with her home in ruins, there was one bright spot.
The little dog was found under rubble where the living room used to be. And then my big dog, she was in the basement. They found her waiting in the water, and it was kind of freezing around her. And so, but they got him out, and that was the best thing. So I was really super grateful for that.
Her cat, who was also in the house, was never found. Carol says she's thankful for the new house that has been built in place of her old one, thanks to insurance and a settlement with the city. She hopes to move in next month. And while that February day is something she will never forget, she also says she will forever remember the support shown by many in the community.
Overwhelming. It was amazing, the amount of community support that was shown to me.